Hey folks, it's David Smith, the Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Coming to you today with a video. It's kind of a different video. It's kind of a different video format than I normally do. I'm actually going to do this kind of like a newscast. I'm now a newscaster. These articles that I am going to share with you are found on the Florida Department of Corrections official website. You can find that at Florida Department of Corrections. Trying to find the address. Basically, it's through myflorida.com. You can get to the Florida Department of Corrections website through Google. That's how I normally do it because I don't exactly know how to find it all that readily either. I want to start with something positive. I want to start with something very positive that the department does. This is out of Tallahassee, Florida. Staff from the Florida Department of Corrections, FTC, partnered with neighboring law enforcement agencies in Charlotte County to participate in the Longhorn Steakhouse Tippecomp event, a charity fundraiser for Special Olympics of Florida. FTC staff and leadership from Charlotte Correctional Institution spent the evening waiting tables, serving meals, and visiting with restaurant guests to discuss the importance of supporting Special Olympics and garnering generous donations. The Florida Department of Corrections has always been a proud sponsor of the Special Olympics, said Warden Derek Snyder. Our staff at Charlotte CI will take every opportunity to participate in fundraisers, races, and events that donate proceeds to the organization. Thank you to our partners at the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, our local Special Olympics team, and Longhorn Steakhouse for including us in this phenomenal event. Over $5,000 in donations were collected from customers throughout the evening, setting a record for the highest amount to ever be raised to such an event. Across the state, FTC staff participate in dozens of events to support local charitable organizations and positively contribute to the communities where we live and work. Folks, here at my institution, Central Correctional Institution, we are at the border of the state of Florida, the northwesternmost border of the state of Florida. Therefore, whenever the torch gets lit and starts in Florida, it starts with us. And we send staff up there to run with the torch. I am not one of them. I've never participated in that. It's not because I don't love Special Olympics, it's because I don't run. And that's just the way it is. But I truly believe that the Special Olympics is something that this world needs, and if they need my help, I'm willing to give it to them, as long as I have to run. They've turned it into a run walk, so I'm probably going to start participating in it, but man, there's a lot of young kids out there that are just able to outrun me, and that's just the way it is. So, next article. This is also positive. It's a positive that came from a negative. Okay, and the title of the article is Inmate Sentenced for Assaulting FTC Staff. Madison, Florida, on September 7th, Florida Department of Corrections inmate Lesiah Williams was sentenced to an additional 35 years and 8 months in prison for an assault on a correctional officer at Madison Correctional Institution in October of 2018. It took 4 years to see this come to fruition, but it's here. I would like to commend our brave men and women who continue to put themselves in harm's way for the betterment of our great state. Acts of violence committed against staff will not be tolerated, said FTC Secretary Ricky Dixon. This result is a testament to the hard work performed by our Office of Inspector General. We are also thankful for the support of State Attorney John Durrett. For his role in the assault, inmate Williams was charged with attempted first-degree murder, possession of a concealed weapon, and possession of contraband in prison. The new sentence will not begin until his current 32-year sentence for second-degree murder out of Pinellas County has ended. FTC is committed to providing for the safety and well-being of all staff and inmates in custody. Those who cause harm to others are held accountable for their actions up to and including arrest and criminal prosecution. For more information about the FTC Office of the Inspector General, an accredited independent entity who investigates violations of criminal laws and major departmental policy violations, www.dc.state.fl.us/ig/index.html. That's a mouthful. I'll post a link in the description. Anybody that wants to go look at it. I'm also going to post a link in the description of the video for the Florida Department of Corrections website. And now, on to the news that has sparked a great amount of debate in the institution that I work at, because well, I'm not going to go into it. I'm just not. It's mostly debate on my shift, um, but it is what it is. This is FTC partners with Florida National Guard to supplement staffing at select correctional institutions. Now, mind you, I'm getting this off of a public website. I'm not sharing anything that you can't find on a public website, okay? Today, Florida Department of Corrections FTC Secretary Ricky Dixon requested Governor Ron DeSantis activate the Florida National Guard to temporarily provide relief and support staff vacancies at the following institutions: Northwest Florida Reception Center, Reception and Medical Center in Calhoun, Franklin, Hamilton, Jackson, Mayo, Santa Rosa, and Union Correctional Institutions. Thanks to Governor Ron DeSantis and the Florida legislature during the 2022 legislative session, the FTC received record pay increases to retain and recruit public servants to continue the agency's crucial public safety mission. These historic pay increases and other incentives have shown early signs of success, with net gain nearly 640 officers since the conclusion of the 2022 session, compared to the net loss of more than 465 in the same amount of time prior. As these successful measures continue to bring more highly qualified officers to the FTC, this action and partnership will address officer vacancies on a temporary, short-term basis. Florida National Guard members will supplement security posts at select institutions under the direction of the warden and facility command staff. Guardsmen will undergo training from FTC's Staff Development Office to equip them with the knowledge necessary to work alongside Florida's corrections professionals. Got news for you. A lot of Florida's corrections professionals are members of the National Guard. Here is what law enforcement leaders across the state are saying about the FTC and Florida National Guard partnership. We received historic pay increases to our correctional officers and have hired more correctional officers monthly than we have seen in years, said Florida Department of Corrections Secretary Ricky Dixon. With the temporary support of the Florida National Guard, we will be able to recover and retain the next generation of public safety professionals to perform our important mission. The Florida Sheriff's Association supports the request by the Department of Corrections for activation of the Florida National Guard to assist with short-term staffing in some prisons. This will support public safety by ensuring inmates who need to be transferred from local jails after sentencing can be received by the department in a timely and appropriate manner, said Sheriff Al Ninhuis. I know I mispronounced that. Ninhuis, president of the Florida Sheriff's Association. I am personally seeing our agency turn around. For the first time in years, our institution is hiring more staff each month than we are losing, and this would not have been possible without the pay increases we received from the governor and legislature last session. I appreciate this added step being taken so we can train our new staff and safely operate our facilities, said Warden Aaron Levins, Santa Rosa Correctional Institution. We are not going to release dangerous criminals to prey on the citizens and tourists of this state. I applaud the Secretary for requesting this action to activate the Florida National Guard, said Sheriff Grady Judd from Polk County. As a recently retired Guardsman of 32 years, I fully appreciate the preparedness and support functions of Florida's National Guard and am honored to have them working alongside our staff, said Warden Paul Allen, Wakulla Correctional Institution. Under Secretary Dixon's steadfast leadership and with continued support from Governor DeSantis and the Florida legislature, we will continue to hire and retain the finest correctional professionals nationwide. For the last several years, the Corrections chapter of the Florida PBA has sounded the alarm about the worsening staffing crisis in our prisons, which has resulted in our correctional officers being forced to work excessive amounts of overtime that has taken a negative toll on their health. We are pleased that Governor DeSantis and the FTC are taking emergency measures and proposing a short-term solution which will provide our members with immediate relief. We will continue to fight for additional pay raises in the next legislative session, which we believe will help with staff retention and provide a long-term solution to the staffing crisis, said James Bayardi, president of the Florida Corrections Chapter, Florida PBA. On the heels of a breakthrough pay raise and increase in applicants across the state, we are pleased to welcome these Guard members into our institutions to provide support, said Warden Robert Mercado, DeSoto Correctional Institution. Their presence, combined with a shift in momentum of filling vacancies, paves a pathway for a strong return to success. We recognize the Florida Department of Corrections is an important part of the criminal justice system as a whole, and the work they do is crucial to maintaining rule of law in Florida. I applaud the department for taking a bold step by requesting the Florida National Guard to support public safety across our county, and our state. said Sheriff Brad Whitehead, Union County. The prospect of having guardsmen come in while we continue to fill vacancies and train new correctional professionals is incredible, said Warden Joseph Edwards, Reception and Medical Center. We're seeing an increase in applicants since the gracious pay increase and are looking forward to the road ahead. Folks, having the National Guard come in seems like a bailout to some people. It's not. What that is doing is freeing up some of our staff, some of our critical staff, to perform tasks that they would not be able to perform if the National Guardsmen were not there. One of those critical jobs that they're going to be able to perform is training new staff. I have said this before in numerous videos, and I firmly stand behind this. The best training that a correctional officer can get when they first come in the gate is from a correctional officer that's already walked a mile in those shoes. That is the best training that correctional officer is going to get. I received that training from a sergeant. That sergeant did not have to take me under his wing. He did it because he wanted to. He took me under his wing and he taught me how to do the job. I have done a video about him in the past. His name was Don Stuckey, and I will forever hold a place in my heart for him because of the gift that he gave me and the knowledge that I have to do the job. So what these guardsmen are providing is an opportunity for that type of training to take place. The type of training that is not done in a classroom. The type of training that is not done sitting at a desk. As on-the-job training, it is invaluable. We have to have it. Okay? Folks, that's all I got for this video. Those are the 3 press releases that we have had since the beginning of September. I plan on doing these about once every other week, just giving you the news, FTC news. That's just my version of the Correctional Officer Lifestyle News. How about that? I'll call it the Correctional Officer Lifestyle News. So, folks, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. You want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos, and hit me with some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to know. All right? I'm an inquiring mind, and I want to know. Remember, love shouldn't hurt. If you know the victim or you are the victim of a domestic violence situation, 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. The folks at the other end of that conversation have the tools, abilities, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, please say something to somebody. Remember that the absolute worst thing you can do is nothing. And if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, there is help for you too. The first thing you got to do is admit that you need that help, and the second thing you got to do is ask for it. Folks, like I said before, love shouldn't hurt. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper, and we work in corrections. One team, one fight. I'll see y'all in the next video. Stay safe behind the fence.